Proposition 8 passed. However, why are people still crying about it? The gay community will have you believe that it's not fair. It's unconstitutional. Really? Tell me, what rights are being taken away by not accepting gay marriage besides your last name being changed? Oh, but we just want to be accepted and stop being discriminated against. Really? Don't you think you are being accepted? If you haven't, go to San Francisco and see how many gay flags are being flown out there. Go to the high school, see how many gay clubs are being sponsored over there. Not feeling accepted yet? Maybe you would feel accepted if maybe we had a gay president, right? The No side of Prop 8 made commercials showing us the civil rights movement in the 60s, comparing that to them being discriminated against. By saying it wasn't too long ago where different races couldn't be accepted, it's simply for their color of their skin. I find it offensive even that the gay rights movement would compare itself to the civil rights movement of the 60s. Civil unions enjoy all the same rights that heterosexual married couples enjoy. Gays are able to attend the same schools, drink out of the same fountains, even attend the same churches as hetero married couples do. So what exactly are you trying to protest? When was the last time this happened to you? Or this? I can't think of any incident. So I guess it's really not the same as the 60s civil rights movement now, is it? Now me personally, I think Martin Luther King would have voted yes on 8 anyways, seeing as how he was a good church-attending Christian. How do I think this? Well, let's see. Dr. King was a preacher, so that means we have to involve religion. Now some of you are thinking, well, God and Martin Luther King would not want it this way. Really? Let's see. In the Old Testament, you will find in the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 22, that God is speaking to Moses, telling him how man should treat one another and how they should live and how pretty much they should live their lives. This is what it reads. Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind. It is an abomination. Now some of you may be saying, well, that was the Old Testament. Jesus taught about peace and love towards one another. Yes, he did. However, love to only those that he loves because if you think he doesn't hate, well, I guess you never read the book of Malachi and the book of Romans where God says, Jacob I loved, Esau I hated. Hate. So I guess God hates those that go against his will and his commandments, but let's see where we can document this. In the book of Jude, which is only 1 chapter long, you will find it in verse 7, and it reads, Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication, and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal life. So we see it is written in both the Old and New Testament for everyone to know. So that's why God would want yes on 8, and so will Martin Luther King Jr. I'm not saying it's wrong to be gay, but someone that has a lot of power is kind of telling you otherwise, don't you think? But it's your right. It's your free will to do what you please. Now, why are gays protesting about the proposition not passing? You know what the head leader said that was leading the yes side on Prop 8? You know what he said, what they would have done if they had lost? And I quote, "We would just have done nothing and accepted the voters' decision." So in conclusion, I leave you by saying, accept the voters' decision. This is a democracy by the people and for the people. We all voted on the prop, whether we voted yes or no. The yes side won, so drop the issue. You had your chance, so stop crying and move on.